says that I'm streaming. Let me refresh the Twitch page. And it may say that I am online. It says that I am offline. Streaming live to Twitch. Oh, there it goes. You want to check out the stream, make sure that both of our audio levels are good.
Checking out the stream to see both of our audio levels are good. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So we're going, right?
Yes.
Are we live? I see you have a Transformers shirt on.
I do have a Transformer shirt on. I see that you have a Punisher shirt on.
Yes, it's Punisher. I'm actually waiting. There's a shirt that I got a few days ago, last week. I actually just got refunded the shipping charge because there's been no update. It's a Ghostbusters Transformers mashup. So it looks like the Transformers logo, but it says Ghostbusters on it.
I work with a guy who's always wearing these mashup shirts, and I always ask him if they're a Loot Crate shirt, because I know Loot Crate likes to combine a lot of franchises into their own little thing.
Yeah.
And he's always like, no, I don't get Loot Crate. He gets these shirts from some site or something that just mashes stuff up. And I don't know.
T-Fury, T-Public, those are the ones that I go to.
Maybe. But now that I'm trying to think about it, I can't think of what the brand it was, or any examples of what his mashups were. I know one of them has the Nerdist logo of the laser coming in. You know what I'm talking about? The little beam with the little star on it. But it's coming into the Triforce.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I've got one where it's Stay Puft, Pterodog, and Slimer doing the Hitchhiking Ghost from Haunted Mansion at Disney.
nice.
I've got another one that's it's the TARDIS has crashed into the DeLorean, or the other way around, one or the other.
They've mashed up, right? Literally.
Yep. And then I have that the other one that's coming, the Transformer Ghostbuster one. Welcome to the Paranormal Podcast.
This one was not as epic of an intro as what
No,
we've usually got
it's been
going
kind
on.
of a subdued week.
Yeah, it
It's been kind of
has.
quiet.
It definitely has.
I haven't really done anything. I take that back. I played a shit ton of Heroes of the Storm. That is like the most that I've done this week is just play Heroes of the Storm.
Are we going to start with talking about games, I guess?
Sure, I guess.
And we'll
can.
do movies last. I finished Wolfenstein today. Yay!
Yay!
I was closer to the end than I thought I was. I had told someone where I was at, and they were like, oh, you're about halfway, maybe a third. And I was like, oh, geez, I've already done like 15 videos on this game. And it turns out I was actually like 3 chapters or 3 levels from the end. So
Nice.
I just sat down for a good 3.5 hours this morning, recorded the episodes back to back, and I beat that thing. Only, what, a year and a half late since that game came out?
Yeah, really.
Something like that. But it's done. It was fun.
I am level 7 in Heroes of the Storm with Sylvanas. I have 1,006,000 XP to go to get her to level 8. And that's when I get the last skin variation. So I am like trying to do that because the Ranger General version of it is a Blood Elf Sylvanas.
I saw that in your video.
I was like, oh my god, I gotta have that. Yeah. Because it just looks awesome. I don't know why Blood Elf Sylvanas looks awesome, but she does.
Well, that's how she looked before she became
Well, she was a high elf. So.
Yeah.
she was never a blood elf. So, blood elf Sylvanas just looks freaking awesome.
I've also been playing some Hardline multiplayer. I'm still been playing that. And my opinion on that has probably changed a little bit from what it was last week.
Okay.
It's got Titanfall syndrome and Evolve syndrome bad, where it's just, I don't know.
It starts repeating itself.
Yeah, and they've stripped it down so much you lack the things to have the same kind of epic moments as you would. So I think that after I finish the campaign, I'm probably going to uninstall it and then reinstall Battlefield 4. Like, the game makes me want to play Battlefield 4 again. Makes me want to fly helicopters and drive tanks.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
And do that awesome kind of stuff. Fighter jets, you know. I got so ticked off at this game because I didn't fully understand how the unlock system was working initially, in that you earn money as you get points, you earn cash, and you use the cash to buy your unlocks. So even though you may have earned enough kills to unlock something, you really only unlock the ability to purchase it. Right? You have to choose what you want to spend your money on. But you look at the loadout screen and it's still, items have locks on them because you haven't completed the necessary, achievements or kill numbers or the set criteria to be able to purchase it. And unless you want to play Hotwire over and over and over and over and over and over, you don't earn that much money in the game. So I spent a bulk of my money to buy a shotgun that I thought looked cool. The round ended. The next round started, and all of a sudden I didn't have my shotgun anymore, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on or where it went. Turns out there are, depending on which side you're playing on, they only have their own unlock screens and their own unlock rankings. So I blew all my money for a criminal gun. Usually when I play, I get stuck on the police side because, I don't know, it's just where it seems to stick me in. I'm not playing, yeah. And it's just frustrating. The same thing for, like, the breach charges. Like, I wanted to start doing my C4 trolling thing again, where I would throw the C4 on, like, the hood of a car or a motorcycle and ram it into somebody and blow them up. So I spent a bunch of money to unlock the breach charges, which are the criminal weapon. Putting you to sleep, aren't I?
No. It's up late and up early.
And then when I switched back to the police, I did not have C4 unlocked, the equivalent of it. So I had to wait about 4 rounds to earn enough cash to unlock the same weapon for the opposite faction, which is ridiculous in my opinion.
That would be like saying, okay, congratulations, you bought Warlords of Draenor. You can now level up your characters to level 100, but you can only do it to the faction that's at level 90.
Yeah. So a little bit frustrated with that. But like I said, once I finish the campaign, which is putting me to sleep almost, I'm probably going to uninstall it and then just put Battlefield 4 back on. And I'd like to actually return to doing Battlefield 4 videos again of the multiplayer content. I know I've already conquered that campaign.
Go right ahead, because why not?
Yeah, I really enjoyed those, and I can't really put my finger on what made me stop. But yeah, Hardline, it's like I said, you can compare it to Evolve or to Titanfall, where it's interesting because it's different.
But there's not enough difference to make it
exactly
interesting continuously.
Exactly. The game, Angry Joe, I watched his angry review of it, and he said it best where it shouldn't have been compared to how much content there is for Battlefield 4, this game shouldn't have launched at the exact same price point that one did. It should have been cheaper. It still feels like a mod, even if they scrapped it and came back.
That is what everybody has been saying. Everybody who has played this game has turned around and gone, is it fun? Yes. Is it worth $60? No. And even I haven't bought it. I haven't played it. But I'm sitting here going, this is no different than Battlefield 4. There really is no, it looks the same. It looks like it's reacting the same. you just have like one, maybe two new types of matches. But for the most part, it's just team deathmatch and everybody killing each other.
Yep. So
And that's in Battlefield everything.
yeah, so the Hotwire, like I said, is cool for a little bit, and then it's just like if you go to join a Battlefield Hardline Hotwire server right now, the people that get in the cars and drive the cars around are just the ones who need the points and the cash. Everybody else just camps those spots and farms kills. Try to farm kills. Like nobody actually tries to complete the objectives anymore. They have a heist one, which requires you to. The police are defending, the criminals are attacking. You try to get into a vault, get an object, and get to an extraction point.
So Payday.
Kind of, yes. Except, do you remember Battlefield 4? Some of the maps, like the subway one, or the one that was the prison in the mountains. I think me and you played it a couple times.
That sucky one.
Yes. So on the larger player number maps, it basically becomes grenade matches, right? Where people are just shooting down in corners at each other, huge teams, and the medics and the support guys just farm points by throwing out ammo packs and health packs. So this game mode basically becomes that, where the entire enemy team they're shitting teammates out of their asses, or they're spawning on each other. They camp the objectives to where you can't get to it, and the match times out before you even get to it. If you do get to it, it's ridiculously hard on a 64-player match to get that thing out to the extraction point. Just too many people. Now, if they could do it on a size that big where they just took the... here's where the person with the objective is, like on your screen all the time, run this direction to get to them off, they could make it a little bit more fun, maybe. But
yeah, I don't know. It's again, I have a hard time supporting a game that I don't know. It just I don't know. It looks like it could be fun, but it's just they need to update. I'm now hosting us on my channel now as well. So
awesome. Yeah, I think that's it all about like Battlefield. I guess Battlefield rant over.
yeah.
But
Yeah. EA, man, EA.
yeah.
They have everything over. They have everything in the EA.
I can also talk about Rainbow Six Siege a little bit. Unless you want to interject here with something. I don't want to take up all your time.
No,
or all the time.
Go right. Yeah, I will say that every time you say Rainbow Six, I really honestly think you're going to say something else.
Look, you're making me on now. What do you expect me to say?
Do I need to really say what I think the follow-up to Rainbow is supposed to be?
Oh, Dash. Nah.
Every time I hear it, it's just like Rainbow Dash. Oh, never mind.
I haven't.
It starts in like 2 weeks. I can't wait.
I bet.
Oh, a week. No, a week from tomorrow. What am I gonna...
Let's see.
Yes.
Trying to find a gameplay video. Here we go. This will work. I forgot to add anything for Harlan. I was talking about it. Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Dash Siege. This is from Gameplay Upcoming's YouTube channel. Thanks for the footage. I didn't get to play it. I did sign up for the closed alpha. Didn't get in yet though. But apparently some people did. We're gonna start drinking. Yeah, we're gonna start drinking coffee on this show. Some people did.
F your coffee. F your coffee.
And they leaked the gameplay of it, and I was able to watch it before it was taken from YouTube. I'm talking about this now. They'll probably see this and not let me in the beta or the alpha. But what I can say, again, not playing it, only watching it. I watched the guy who uploaded it 1080p 60, which was pretty good resolution. And what I could see from the actual gameplay, it did not look like this. Sadly.
Wow.
It did not look like that at all. It
Color
looked...
me surprised.
Yes, surprise, Ubisoft. I'm not going to say it's as drastic of a difference as it was from, say, Watch Dogs, where they showed Watch Dogs and it looked, lighting effects, water effects, weather, things like that were just completely stripped down and taken out of the game. But the destructibility wasn't what has been shown in some of these demos at E3 from what was in that alpha footage, from the alpha test. Granted, that's alpha footage. Although I don't understand how they would have it a year and a half ago as a visual demonstration and then lose that between that time frame till the alpha and then be able to fit it back in. That doesn't make any sense. It may have been the level. It was a map that hadn't been shown before.
Mm.
It was an airplane. The inside of like a jumbo jet passenger airplane. So that may explain for why there wasn't so much destructibility. But you watch walls just disintegrate here on this old footage they've shown. There are bullet holes everywhere, and not just the holes in the walls, but when you shoot through a wall, that plaster is landing on the floor in front of the wall, right? Like, this kind of destructibility is incredible. Battlefield, it usually is just, here's certain, the map fits together like a jigsaw puzzle, and you can blow those puzzle pieces apart, right?
Yeah.
But it's still programmed to do that, whereas this looks like where you shoot, you are actually moving the material from the wall, it falls onto the floor. It looks really freaking sweet for destructibility.
Well, to be quite honest, if you ever watched any of my Ghostbuster videos from the video game, wherever the proton pack hit wall, it set it aflame. Now, it didn't spread because it was, just that area. Well, it was wherever you hit the wall, the pack just went. So that's understandable, in seeing bullet holes and whatnot. That's fine.
Right.
But I don't know. Again, it's Ubisoft. You can't. Some of these big corporations, I'm starting to not trust.
I'm just hoping that the same thing doesn't happen for The Division.
Yeah.
The Division looks really promising.
I mean, that's where I turn around, and yes, here I'll go. I'll be the Blizzard fanboy, but I know what I'm getting with Blizzard, right?
You do by now, yeah. A
You
nice, high-quality finished product.
Mm-hmm. Will it be the most visual, amazing-looking thing in the world? No, it'd be rather cartoony, but it works.
Yeah, Overwatch, I mean, they've still got that cartoony aesthetic, like the Pixar look, but it still looks polished, you know what I mean? It still looks like it has a high amount of detail.
And that's pre-alpha. That's not even in alpha. That's pre-alpha.
I think that the ultimate remedy for this, though, is just going to be learning to stay off the hype train and not get excited. I know E3's coming up in no time, and they're going to be setting release dates for all the games that didn't get release dates last year, like Fortnite, The Division, and who knows what else they're going to show that's new, right? That's going to be the new shiny thing to look forward to for next year. But I think, if you want to avoid disappointment, lower your expectations for that stuff and understand that, yeah, they're probably pulling a fast one on you. They want to hype it up. I mean, you can actually go pre-order The Division right now. It doesn't have there's no alpha, beta. There's no release date set. You can pre-order this game that people are still testing and working out, how it's going to function. You even know what you're actually going to end up getting in the end, what they could be changing.
And yet people decry why the hell people fund early access games. At least I can get into the damn game and play it and check it out. At least it looks interesting, even in a buggy state. It looks interesting. This is going to be a $60, $70 game, and they want you to pre-order it right now. And can't even do anything.
No. I mean, early access is a whole other... I mean, I'm fine with early access. It really depends on the title. But I mean,
It does. I
you
mean,
you have to understand it's a gamble though, as far as because the early access games, for the most part, have worked out for people. But then you have things that have sat in early access for years that people just won't get their money back for that.
Daisy.
So,
Oh, excuse me. Allergies.
yes, like DayZ. You know, H1Z1, we're playing that right now. That's early access. But the game was only $20. And if they stopped working on it tomorrow, I feel like I've still had at least $20 worth of enjoyment out of that game. How much
If
is
I
the.
spend a minimum of 20 hours in the game, that's $1 an hour. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
not like, say, oh, I don't know, the Order 1886, which is 8 hours long and $60. Yeah, no.
we can talk about that every week for the rest of the year, I think, until it's
Yeah.
fully ran its course.
Well, it's kind of like SimCity. SimCity was the whole online. Everybody goes, oh, Diablo 3. No, Diablo 3 had nowhere near the issues that SimCity had. Diablo 3 had issues right at launch, and that it turned around, and within a couple of hours, you could play Diablo 3. SimCity 4, if it was slow time, you could play it. If it was peak time, you couldn't play shit.
Yep.
You couldn't even log into the servers to play the game. You couldn't even look at anything, let alone play anything. It wouldn't even load up. Diablo 3 was playing fine by the afternoon. It was totally fine. But it was just the initial rush of everybody to jump in.
Right.
Again, you can say the same thing about World of Warcraft with Warlords of Draenor. That's part Blizzard, part not Blizzard. They had a bug that bottlenecked the Horde. Just bottlenecked the Horde. That's all it did. Alliance could play, but the Horde could not. They fixed that and then got DDoS'd. That's not their fault. That's far from their fault. But everybody, oh, Blizzard, they don't know how to launch games. Their launches have been fine. It's when people do stupid shit. They were patching Warlords while the game was running. You had everybody that was standing around. All you had to do was like log your character off and log them back in, and you'll start loading up into it.
I'll play your devil's advocate for that. Because I've had a horrible experience. Diablo 3. We waited until 3 a.m. because we're on Eastern time. The game, we initially planned to stay up till midnight. Midnight came and went. We had the game preloaded. Me and Christine both had our PCs moved together beside each other. We were going to play co-op side by side. We stayed up till midnight. Couldn't log in, and then we realized, oh yeah, it's midnight Pacific time. We have about 3 hours to go. So she took a nap. I stayed up and played something else till 3 a.m. We woke up. We tried from 3 a.m. until 5 a.m. to log in, fighting the error 37. We would get in for about 5 seconds, get to the character creation screen,
It would
and
crash.
then it would crash. So that wasn't the best launch.
No, it wasn't.
And that wasn't the result of any DDoS attacks. That was we
that was
underestimated how many servers we were going to need.
Exactly.
And the game sold too many copies. But from a company that makes that many millions of dollars a month, I probably would have expected them to have been like, we have some extra servers laying around, we'll put them up for Diablo. If we don't need them, we'll just turn them off and put them on something else.
Yeah.
But
Well, again, to read, to show the other side of that, SimCity 4's launch pretty much lasted 2 weeks before they fixed the problem. Diablo 3 was fixed within a day.
yes.
So, and then you got to
was.
look at it. Who is the bigger company? Well, EA, you could say, is the bigger company because of look at all the properties that they have, whereas Blizzard only has 5. Well, 4 IPs technically: the Warcraft universe, StarCraft, Diablo universe, and now the Overwatch universe. Only 4. You only have about 5 or 6 games. And here's EA. They've got Battlefield. They've got The Sims, SimCity. What else? Dead Space, Mass Effect, Titanfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's just what I have. They have all the Madden, they have Madden and Dragon Age and Pillars of Eternity. Oh, great! They have that, and so you could argue and say that EA is the bigger company, probably has more money to throw around, and it took them 2 weeks to fix SimCity.
Which, I mean, Maxis is gone, so.
Yeah. So.
Uh, so I haven't talked about it yet.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I was gonna say I've been showing this for a few minutes, but we haven't switched to the topic yet. But Mortal Kombat is coming out in what, 3 weeks?
Good for it. It's about time it came out of the cloud. Oh wait.
Yes.
It's releasing, not coming out.
April the 15th. And I'm getting more and more excited about it the more I see of it, and the more characters that they reveal. I know that's stupid, but I don't know. Part of me really wants to fight Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Liu Kang and Jax as the Predator or as Jason Voorhees. Yes.
I would be interested to see this if they keep it how I'm watching it right now, where it's the 2-player. I think they went like a 3D like fighting arena in one of them. To which, by the way, you have your mouse over my.
I fixed that, but
okay.
the stream's just now caught up to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They went to like a 3D arena, and it just bugged the hell out of me. I couldn't do anything. And fighting games, you need to be head on, because that's the only way that you can fight in those types of games. A 3D space doesn't really work well with a fighting game,
Yeah. Well, the character can't move in the hell, what axis is it? In depth, right? From any of the footage, anything that I've seen.
The X-axis.
Yes.
Or is that the Z-axis? One of those.
It's the Z-axis. Y-axis is up and down. X-axis is left and right, and the Z is the depth. So yeah, so it can't move on the Z-axis, just on the X and Y. But the environments themselves have more of a 3D look, and it looks like they've really taken a lot of the. I mean, I think it's the same developers that worked on Injustice, but if you watch, I'm trying to find some actual fighting somewhere. There's lots of pieces where they will, like that dude behind Raiden right there is glowing as if he could be used in a way. Maybe he picks him up and hits him upside the face with that guy. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm trying to see if they... But you know what I mean? Like, in Injustice, you would pick up items in the world. You'd rip a turret off the ceiling, or the Batmobile would come across the screen and run over somebody. Things like that. It looks like you can use the environments in this a lot.
That's fine with me. Usable environments is one thing. But giving it a full 3D space to fight in is just it's too much, and then it doesn't become a fighting game. It's a dodge and get away game.
We also have coming out that same week. Let's see if I can find any.
Oh, I am, by the way, eating Picnic Original Shoestring Potatoes.
Nice.
I love these things.
This isn't a PC version specific gameplay trailer, but it is showing off some of the new first-person mode. GTA 5 is coming out on the 19th, which I had for PS3. I bought it. It was a $60 title. I think back when I was console gaming, or I had the console, Christine would always make me take some of my other disc games for my console and trade them in. Get $5 for it, which was a waste. That's what happened to my copies of The Last of Us and back when I had BioShock Infinite on PS3s. I had to trade them in. But I traded some stuff in. I got this game, played it through the campaign, through the story, and a little bit of the online mode, and loved it. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't think I was going to do this, but I did pick it up for $40 for PC. I had a coupon. Again, I don't usually pre-order unless I'm saving a decent amount of money from like G2A or Green Man Gaming, and they gave me a 27% off coupon or something like that.
Nice.
It brought the game down to like $37 and some change. So I
Yeah.
was like, even if it's not that different, I would still like to pay that amount of money to have this game in my library just to be able to play it whenever I want to. And they've added stuff to the online like the heists and a whole bunch of multiplayer missions, and just being able to replay that campaign or that story in first person mode. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I think I may. I already know how it ends, but I think I may redo it for the channel.
Go right ahead and do first person. And let's take. I remember when Grand Theft Auto was a top-down.
Yeah, I remember
You're
that
looking
too.
down at like a map like this, and I played. The first one I ever played was Grand Theft Auto 2, and that was on the PlayStation. Then I got Grand Theft Auto 3, which is the first time that it was third person, and that was on the PlayStation 2. Played Vice City, that was a great game. Bought San Andreas. Now here's a little known piece of, you know, not trivia. I own an original copy of San Andreas.
Nice.
You know, the one that the hot coffee controversy came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I own the PS2 version of it. So I went to go trade it in one day, not really paying attention to anything like that, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't take this." I looked at them and said, "Why not?" Well, the whole hot coffee controversy, we can't take it. I looked at them and said, "That was on the PC. You had to hack the PC. You couldn't hack the PlayStation version." Yeah, well, we can't take it in general. We're not allowed to trade it in.
You're referring to the mod that took the censor bars away, or it had added the nudity. Is that what it was? Or unlocked the sex scene. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay, I remember now.
a mod to the computer version.
But it added the sex scene or unblocked it or something like that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like I remember in Grand Theft Auto 3, you could pick up hookers, drive to an alleyway, and since it was in third person mode, the car would start shaking back and forth and squeak a little bit, and it would go for maybe about 20 seconds and then stop. Which in game time, seeing as time kind of moved like this, that was probably like, 20 minutes. Anyways, if you angled the camera right, like you could push buttons to get the camera to look behind you. And if you did that, you could actually see both players, your player and the NPC, sitting in their seats doing nothing.
I remember
Doing
that. That was in
Absolutely
GTA
nothing.
3.
They would just sit there and the car is bouncing. It's like, okay.
And I played that as a child, and for a long time I thought that's how babies were made. I took this girl to the drive-in, and we both sat in the back seat, and I just started going. Okay, that's all we did. You can't see, yeah, you can't see me, can you? Until the stream's delayed. I was rocking back and forth.
Oh, okay. It's yeah. So I couldn't trade in my copy of San Andreas. So like maybe you could sell it on eBay. I would buy a PlayStation 2 copy of San Andreas that you can't do anything to.
Oh, there'll be somebody out there that'll buy that right now. I guarantee. If you still have it and wanted to list it, it would sell.
Here, let me take a look. eBay.com.
My friend that I work with just sold a. He went back to his parents' house and was going through an old box of his stuff, and he found a Pokemon Edition Game Boy Color, along with Pokemon Gold. And we looked them up on eBay. He asked me how much they were worth. I looked them up on eBay. That Game Boy Color used out of the box is about $160. And that game, if the battery still works and the save, they have it like those old Game Boy Color cartridges had an internal battery that the flash memory would save your save game state to. And once that battery dies, it loses that data. If the battery has been replaced or it's still working, the game is worth about $90 for Pokemon Gold Game Boy Color. So if somebody bought that thing from him in the game, he's looking at almost $300.
I'm looking at maybe 5.
Really? No, that's disappointing.
Yeah. So it's not worth anything. It's not.
You should just keep it then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
somewhere. I have no idea where. It's never going to be played again because I didn't enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy San Andreas. It wasn't. I couldn't get into the thug, gangsta life aspect of it. It wasn't entertaining to me, and I have no desire to play that. And to me, that's when Grand Theft Auto started falling and becoming way too serious. Because, like, in Vice City, it is nothing but references to 80s movies and culture and pop culture. And, like, the whole storyline is freaking Scarface. And, there's all sorts of... But San Andreas, no, it just started... That's to me when it started just kind of falling off and started taking itself way too seriously. It's like, on my Steam thing, I have 4. I've just never played it.
So this one does take itself seriously, but at the same time, they've kept some of the off the wall encounters, like the drug trips are still in this one that were in the last one. I think the last one was a little bit different. I don't know if it was drug trips. There was something you would do that would make it.
I think it was a drug.
Maybe it was.
I know the drug trips and.
There's some in Watch Dogs.
You're watching another game though now.
Yes. This one also comes out that same week. Let me tell you, it's going to be a busy week for me. The Mortal Kombat X is the 15th. The Witcher 3 is the 19th. I'm sorry if I misspoke on Mortal Kombat. That is the 15th. Witcher 3 is the 19th. Yeah. I'm so excited for this game, by the way.
A lot of people are. I have not played any of the Witchers. No.
Gosh. You can get 1 and 2 on GOG.com for like nothing. They're in the Humble Bundles all the time, too. They look amazing. And you got that new GTX 960. You should get The Witcher 2 and play it.
Let me take a look. I will take a look. I want to search.
Are you looking for the price?
Yes.
On Steam, it is...
I've heard that you do not need to play Witcher 1 to play Witcher 2.
You don't. I skipped Witcher 1. I own it now, but I had skipped it when I first played Witcher 2. The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition is $19.99.
Yep, same thing on GOG.
Yeah, but they frequently get added to the Humble Bundle. So just keep an eye out for that. You can get the Trilogy Pack for... Look here. You can pre-order The Witcher 3. Pre-order. The Witcher Trilogy Pack is $69.99, which means you get all 3 games for only $10 more than the cost of the new ones. You're paying $5.
I may be getting it off of G2A here. It's like $6.82.
That's probably the Russian version.
Nope. CD Key Global.
Oh, you're talking about The Witcher 2.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant The Witcher 3 was like $6 in there. I'm like, what?
$34.79 pre-order.
But yeah, that game is $34.79. Did you say $34.79? Here he's fighting a dragon. Because dragons are awesome. Or is it a griffin? It's a griffin, I think. I can't tell what it is. A wyvern. Just they have those in WoW, right?
That's what the Horde fly on. A wyvern.
It's such a good RPG. Lots of downtime in towns. Lots of dialogue choices. A la Dragon Age-ish, kinda. But a lot more action-y. And in my opinion, Dragon Age Inquisition's visuals weren't that impressive for how new they were. They were on par with The Witcher 2, I would say. Plus there's mods for The Witcher 2 if you wanted to get like the sweet effects or the gem enhance mods from like nexusmods.com that really increase the foliage density like the grass and stuff, that increase the texture resolutions and stuff. You can make that game look like it came out yesterday. It's a ton of fun. You should catch up.
It's fun on a bun.
And jump on the Witcher hype train with me. And here we're looking at some grass glitching in and out in the Witcher 3's gameplay video.
What I like about them is that they push the game back. And the reason that they push back is that they're finishing the game. That's it. No DLC, no bullshit like that. They're pushing it back so that they can finish and polish the game.
You know, say what you will about about the developers of that, but CD Projekt Red, I have mad respect for them because they don't care about things, and they put all of their, I'm trying to think how to say this. They put all of their faith in their own product and how good their own product is, right? Mm-hmm. They don't believe in DRM, so their games always go on GOG, which is you buy an executable or an installer for that game, and that opens the floodgates. There's no effort involved for pirates, regardless. They would get it anyway, right? But they don't bother with any kind of intrusive DRM. You buy it on Steam, or if you want it on GOG, where you have it forever with no third-party DRM like that. But they just put all their faith in how well their own product is, and they basically say, if you like it, and we think it's pretty good, we know you're going to, you need to support us if you want more of them, which is what a lot of people choose to do. It's not often that a game that goes on to a game this high of a budget or this well produced will go on to GOG, and that it will still sell like that once it's hit GOG.
Again, they know what they're doing.
Yes. High quality stuff. That's it for what's coming out next month. I think that's officially been announced. And then, I talked about that last week about how April was going to be a busy month, but then we were really kind of slow until June, which was Batman. And then after June, there's nothing really set. I'm sure we'll have E3 by then, and they'll have set release dates for... I'm looking at my list of games. I keep them sorted from highest to lowest for the most upcoming, so I'll know what to expect the next couple weeks, and it helps me plan my video schedule. And all of these are just TBAs, to be announced, because the game was announced, and I thought it looked cool, but there wasn't a release date to add. So, Killing Floor 2, Mirror's Edge 2, probably won't be this year, probably next year. Star Wars Battlefront, which we know now will be this holiday, right?
Yep.
Which, by the way, I can show footage of the teaser. Do you want to see that? Came out yesterday.
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
Hold on, I'm finding it. Now that I'm looking at these video thumbnails, I think this actual trailer was released a year ago, and they just re-released it. It's been out for a year, man. It's not new, but I'll show it anyway, because it's epic. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, they just re-released this video. I'll give it some sound as well. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it.
They pulled one over on me. I think the announcement is next week is the Star Wars convention, or it's coming up next couple of weeks.
Celebration. Yeah, Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. And I figured they would have waited until like May the 4th or something, or I figured the Star Wars Celebration would have took place on May the 4th. But guess not. But they're going to actually unveil the game, I guess, and show gameplay footage of it at that time. So I'm super excited about that. Going on down the list, Homefront Revolution doesn't have a release date yet. The Division, Overwatch, Fortnite, Battleborn, not to be confused with Bloodborne that just came out, and Rise of the Tomb Raider I have on here. I think it's just supposed to be a timed exclusive for this holiday season coming up, and then hopefully we'll eventually be getting a PC port for that. So no, I need E3 right now to be like, to hold me and tell me it's okay, there are games coming. Here's when they're coming.
Yeah.
Hurry up and finish up the ones you've got because you need them. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about for games. If you want to talk about some.
But the only thing I was gonna say is that movie-wise, they announced Ryan Reynolds leaked out, not leaked, he revealed what Deadpool's gonna look like. I think I sent you the picture so you can put it up on the thing.
I am right now.
Because I'm waiting for it to see it. And see that sexy beast.
I will have to resize it.
That's fine, resize it.
I'm trying. Having trouble fitting Deadpool into this. Why is he doing that?
Why is he spread eagle like that? Because he's Deadpool.
No, I'm moving him around on my screen, but his image isn't changing in the.
Oh.
I don't know why he's doing that. Let me just add the add screen capture. Boop. There we go. There he is in all his glory.
I'm waiting. Yeah. Waiting patiently for the delay.
I would have played Deadpool if I'd been given the chance.
I'm sure you would have.
I would have.
There he is. There's Deadpool.
I would have done a dang good job of it too.
The fact that they went with the comic book look is fantastic. I love it. That's what they needed to do. I can't wait. I'm excited for that movie.
Are you?
He had tweeted out at one point and said, nothing better than to be fully loaded and singing Dolly Parton songs.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's like, yep, that's Deadpool.
He's going to be singing 9 to 5, I guess. As
He'll sing whatever he wants. He's
blows
Deadpool. Are you
people
going
away.
to argue with Deadpool?
No.
I'm not going to argue with Deadpool.
Not much news for movies from me this week, other than I saw this trailer, which I'm showing right now too. It is, I was telling you about it earlier, Maggie. Yeah, have you watched it yet?
No, not yet, because we started doing this. I haven't had time.
It's very much like I said, a Last of Us vibe from it, and it has Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. Probably know her from Zombieland and The Call. I think she was in the 911 Call movie with Halle Berry. But she's like infected with some kind of zombie virus, and they're trying to. I think the government's trying to take her away, and he takes her on the run or something. It looks pretty good. You know, I have to admit, I'm a sucker for being a 90s kid, seeing my heroes from the 80s and the 90s as they've aged and they've transitioned from like actions and comedies into these more serious roles where they actually embrace the character of an elderly person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is a bad example, but I was going to say Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino, right?
Yeah.
That's a debatable movie. It's just because of the subject matter. I don't want to talk about it on the show. I don't want to polarize anybody or set any kind of opinions. But that Red was completely about. I paused it on a weird shot of Abigail Breslin as a zombie. Red, Retired Extremely Dangerous, had a lot of people in it. The Expendables they poke fun a lot at the characters' ages, at Harrison Ford and Schwarzenegger and Travolta. Shit. If John Travolta ends up in the Expendables, we'll be in for a surprise. I meant Stallone. They poke fun a lot at their age in that movie. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? And Schwarzenegger going, old. That's in there.
Yeah.
But like I watched one with Bill Murray in it, which was great. Oh, what was the name of that movie?
Monument Men?
No. Saint something.
Oh, where he plays like the neighbor or whatever?
Yeah, he's the neighbor to the little kid, and the little kid has to do he goes to Catholic school, and he has to do Report on Saints.
Mm.
I forgot. You just Google it. You'll find out what I'm talking about. It was a
I
great.
know the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, it was great. It made me feel all kinds of feels right in the heart. But seeing
You know what I would like to
Schwarzenegger
feel?
like
I
that
would
too.
like to feel Bill Murray doing Ghostbusters 3. That's what I like to feel.
But and I know I'm gonna get the same vibe when I see the new Star Wars film. We get the same vibe from Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher when I see them too. But I'm a sucker for seeing my old favorite actors and stuff getting older and changing
Well,
their roles.
it's an acknowledgement that the characters are moving on, and you have the franchise where Luke Skywalker is getting older, so we need to move on. Han Solo is getting older. Princess Leia is getting older. Instead of just turning around going, fuck it, we'll redo the first movie all over again. It's different than what they did with Star Trek, and what I like what they did with Star Trek, in that everything from the beginning of Star Trek in the 60s up to basically Deep Space Nine, that all happens, and everything that's going on from that point when Spock went back in time is still happening. He created an alternate timeline. Like, with the accident that happened at the beginning of Star Trek.
Right.
And it diverged and went elsewhere rather than following its normal path thanks to the time travel mystical stuff. And yes, we recasted and went younger and brought in new people to play characters that you knew, but it's not the same characters because it's not the same stories, because it's actually different.
I don't have really much else. This I thought would be worth mentioning in case maybe you know what it is. A movie called Ready Player One is happening. I think it's based off of a book. Yeah, a popular sci-fi book by an author named Ernest Cline. I'm quoting this on Deadline.com. But they've got Steven Spielberg on board to direct it. You own the book. Awesome.
I got it in a loot crate.
You got the whole book in a loot crate?
I got the whole book in a loot crate.
What's the book about? Have you read it yet?
I haven't read it yet.
Can you read the inside cover or the back of it to give us a synopsis of what's going on with it?
In the year 2044, reality is an ugly place. The only time teenage Wade Watts really feels alive is when he's jacked into the virtual utopia known as the Oasis. Wade's devoted his life to studying puzzles hidden within this world's digital confines. Puzzles that are based on their creator's obsession with the pop culture of decades past, and that promise massive power and fortune to whoever can unlock them. But when Wade stumbles upon the first clue, he finds himself beset by players willing to to take his ultimate prize. The race is on, and if Wade's going to survive, he will have to win and confront the real world he's always been so desperate to escape.
Is that weird word that spells
Escape.
just like escape? Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful job. That's a big clap.
I was an actor, so, high school, but still. I haven't read it yet. That's because I am stuck on my Kindle, and I prefer my Kindle.
Do you watch anime?
I do not watch anime bullshit. No.
You don't watch anime bullshit? You like My Little
No, I
Ponies
don't
but not
watch-
anime?
I will watch My Little Pony any day of the week, but
Do you have Netflix?
anime is the soap opera equivalent to cartoons. Deny me that.
Yeah, I will deny you that. They get away with a lot more violence and brutality than American
It takes
cartoons
30
can.
minutes to show 5 minutes in of like action that happens in the show.
Not all the time.
I did watch like a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, and the entire episode was guys just going, "Ah, ah, ah," and like nothing happened. It is just like a soap opera.
Well, this wasn't what got me on this subject, but I'm going to show it now. They are doing a live action film of a good anime series. It actually started as a manga series. Attack on Titan is getting a live action movie. I was going to start by talking about anime because what you described is that book. It kind of reminds me of a show that I started watching on Netflix called Sword Art Online, which is about a group of players who basically hook themselves into a virtual reality MMO the day that it's released. Oh, look at that Titan. August 1st, September 19th. I don't know what those dates mean, but they hook themselves into this online MMO. And the developer shows up and won't let them log out, and basically tells them that the virtual headsets you put on in your bed at home are equipped with a microwave transmitter that if someone in the real world tries to unhook you, it will scramble your brain. So they are trapped in this MMO virtual world, and the only way to escape is to defeat the final boss. I've only watched like 5 or 6 episodes so far, but it's actually pretty cool. Some of the players were beta testers, so they have like a level advantage on some other people. You should check it out.
Hold on.
A lot
there
of
was a book. I think it was by Piers Anthony. I'm not positive on this, but he did a great. What was it? I'm trying to remember the name. Is it Kilobyte? Yep, that's it, Kilobyte. So he did this book. Piers Anthony wrote a book called Kilobyte, which is very much the same thing as both of these. It explores virtual reality world and role-playing games and things like that. There's a guy who is fully disabled, and by going into this virtual world, he is able to, walk again. Escapism. He ends up it's from 2 points of view. There's one dude and one chick, and one chick is like diabetic or something like that. Somebody kidnaps, somebody hacks in and hacks into their thing so that they cannot leave the game.
Sounds just like it.
And the only way that they can do it is to find the guy who hacked in and make him release them. But the only way to find out where he is to lock him into the game.
You should give this one a shot. There's a lot of references to, if you like World of Warcraft, there's a lot of references to WoW, as far as how Hearthstones work, hanging out at the tavern or the inn. The very first episode, they're all newbies, so it's launch day for this MMO, and he meets his best friend out in a field getting his ass kicked by a boar. I remember killing boars at level 1. Everybody should remember that. So
yeah,
it's been out for a while, I think. It recently got added to Netflix, or it's been on Netflix, so I just recently discovered it. You should give it a shot, though. You're so skeptical of anime, aren't you?
I've tried watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon.
Oh, there's your problem. You're picking the wrong ones.
And I don't like the art style. It's why I don't play Final Fantasy. It's the same reason. I don't like the style of art. It's like, strangely enough, the closest that I have come is the early years of the real Ghostbusters. It is anime styled, set to American voice actors, so it's not somebody dubbing over. But neither is it like an overreaching arc of stories that it takes 3 episodes to actually have 15 minutes of content done. A real Ghostbuster episode was 30 minutes long. And whatever happened in that 30 minutes happened in just that episode. The next episode had nothing to do with the last episode. They may make a slight reference to the last episode or episodes from past, but they don't make a direct reference. Last week on the real Ghostbusters, Egon fiddled with the PKE meters in the laboratory while Peter and Ray chased the ghoul through Midtown, and Winston ate a sandwich.
Oh, not a sandwich.
It wasn't And that's last time on Dragon Ball Z. Some guys proclaimed over 9,000. The green guy yelled, and the big pink guy ate candy.
Okay, I have.
Dragon Ball Z.
I think it's time to start wrapping this up. I have one other thing we forgot to talk about when we talked about games, and I'm just going to show its trailer.
I have no idea what you're doing. When you don't when I'm unaware of what's going on, I have to wait for the stream, and then I can act all like, oh my god, or I can roll my eyes, one or the other. I'm still waiting. An alcohol reference, wonderful. Oh, molten core. Molten core.
It's my crazy face.
Black Rock Temple. Isn't that amazing song?
I've watched that so many times. That song rivals the scene from the beginning of the Hobbit movies, where all the dwarves are on the dinner table and they start singing about the Lonely Mountain. It reminds me of that.
Marty McFly, Hearthstone.
I'm so pumped about this game, or about this adventure pack.
As we're ending it here.
Oh, look, somebody's in the chat room. Hello. Yeah, I was just going to go out with that. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
There was something I was going to say, but I can't even remember. Oh, playing Hearthstone, friggin' Sylvanas is way OP. I'm just going to say and leave it there.
You mean Heroes?
Yeah, whatever that one is.
You said Hearthstone.
She's OP in Hearthstone too. Why not?
Did I miss them adding a class to Hearthstone? Because
the Sylvanas class, it just makes everything more OP. Because she's the queen of everything. Not just the Forsaken, just she is the queen of everything. My life for the Banshee Queen.
My life for Ire.
No, my life for the Banshee Queen.
Still no word on
StarCraft. I
StarCraft.
love in Warcraft that they salute by crossing their arms over their chest. That's awesome.
Much love, brother. Much love.
Well, no, it's like corpse.
Did you sign up for the StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void beta yet?
I'm signed up to everything.
Yeah, if you get a code for that.
Whatever Blizzard is doing, if they want me to join in and look at their fun stuff, I am happy to do. I will look at like Blizzard's Happy Puppy Fun Time game. If they want to make a Happy Puppy Fun Time game, I will, in a heartbeat. Sure, why not?
Well,
and all it is just you pour food into a dog bowl and the dog eats it, and sure, why not? I would do it. You could have a Jaina dog, and you could have a Thrall dog, and then an undead Banshee Queen dog, and then sure, why not? Why the hell not?
Well, if you happen to get a code for Legacy of the Void's beta, I want to need you to give me that. Just
if I get one code, it's going to me.
Just give it to me.
Because that's me. It's mine. I had gotten 4 beta codes for Heroes of the Storm. Because did you hear that they were sending it out to people?
No.
Yeah, they were sending 4 codes out to people to play Heroes of the Storm. And I'm like, that's great. The only other 2 people that I would like to play alongside are already in it.
I don't even play it anymore. I'm sorry, but
we need to play more. We need to have. What do you think of the possibility of Fallout 4 at E3 2015? Isn't that the game that's on Ubisoft?
No, that's a Bethesda game.
Oh. I'm sorry.
You're confused, my friend.
Yeah. I have never played. I have. Excuse me.
I don't know about it. It was a big deal when
Vegas. I don't know what that's all about, but I have it.
It was a big deal when Bethesda announced that they'd actually reserved a booth. It was just at PAX East, wasn't it? and everyone was expecting them to announce something. Did anything ever come from that, or was that announcement actually was that reservation for E3 that they don't usually participate in?
I have no idea. I don't. hmm. I've never like everybody talks about New Vegas and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, sure, or Fallout 3. I've never played it. I've never touched it. I have it sitting, waiting to be installed, and still haven't. Much like Five Nights at Freddy's and Frozen Synapse, and
Yeah, he's right. Our
Hotline
viewer is right.
Miami.
It'll be the first press conference in a long time, is what is set to be at E3. They're going to be having a live press conference. So yeah, I think more than likely it is going to be Fallout 4. I can't think of any other franchises that have gone that long from Bethesda that haven't had a sequel
Did,
yet.
don't they do Skyrim?
Yes, but that's been much more recent than the last Fallout game
It's
was.
Skyrim 2. It's that's what it's going to be. Skyrim 2.
I don't think it's Skyrim too. It could be another Elder Scrolls game. It could be a
It is
new
Elder
IP.
Scrolls Online too.
Oh God.
More elderly, and more scrolly,
Oh God.
and a lot more onliney.
Yeah, I think it probably will be
More
Fallout 4.
DLC that you have to. It's got more cutscenes. It's well, it's not quite Star Wars, the cutscene-orama Republic.
Didn't they just also work with Machine Games and announce that they've got a standalone expansion? I think for Wolfenstein coming out.
Mm.
I forgot what it's called. The Old Blood or the New Blood, something like that.
Yeah, Marty. See, look. I have Marty. Look, Marty, I have you. Look. Um, yeah, I've got ESO or Tamriel Unlimited or whatever. It's going to be ESO. It's going to be ESO no matter what. Much like Disney. Bob Iger has announced that Hollywood Studios is going to get a new name after they changed the name from Hollywood to Hollywood Studios from Disney MGM Studios. People still call it MGM, and much like how they're changing Downtown Disney to Disney Springs, I will still call it Downtown Disney because I've called it that for like 20 years. Whatever, it's still ESO, and I jumped back into it very, very briefly. I reinstalled it, I know that much. It took all freaking day to install. It is it's so stupid. It took forever to install. It's like I'm sitting here and it took like 2 hours to move 10%. The download is incredibly slow. Worst download ever. Like, WoW doesn't even take that long to download, and I've got 35 freaking things to do with that.
Oh,
But I jumped back into that. I'm cautious. I want to get back into WildStar, but at the same time, I don't. I'm content playing. Oh, that's what I recorded earlier today. Was some more tearing it up in Draenor, so I can continue with that series again. Late night leveling is still on the table to come back when I feel like it. When I decide not to drink.
what do you think about Nintendo announcing their new console, codenamed the NX? That pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I just bought a Wii U for Christmas, and I think it's just gonna be. I told EctoMaster here it was gonna be my $300 Zelda machine because they didn't want Mario Kart or Smash Brothers.
He just wanted Zelda.
Yeah, and then I mean I have other games. We got Bayonetta 2, we got Mario 3D Land, the new Super Mario Brothers. I bought Wind Waker HD, and I wanted the console mainly to play Zelda. No third-party support on the Wii U has just killed it, though.
I realize that we have purchased every other Nintendo system. I had the NES. I never got the SNES. I had the GameCube. I'm sorry, not GameCube. I had the N64. Never bought the GameCube. I had the Wii. Never bought Wii U. So the six, it's like all the odd ones I have gotten. I've never gotten anything, and I don't count the, well, kind of. the handhelds, because it went from Game Boy, the Game Boy Color and Advance, which were pretty much the same damn thing, and then you went to the 3DS or the DS, and I bought the Game Boy, I bought the DS, and I haven't gotten a 3DS yet. But
And, well, it hasn't really even been. I don't think it's been 100% confirmed yet that it's necessarily a console, though. I may
yeah,
be mistaken on that. I've heard a lot of rumors that it's a console handheld hybrid. That it's going to be. It'll
isn't
connect.
that isn't that what the Wii U was?
Well, no, the Wii U's not a handheld. The Wii U, the gamepad must be within range of the Wii U, but you could take it to a different room, or turn the television off and keep playing on the screen on the gamepad. I some of
That's
the rumors
hybrid.
that well, I think they may be planning for something that you could actually just remove from the like a docking station that's connected to your TV. Like imagine a 3DS that when you plugged it up to a dock, you played high
Yeah.
definition regular games on it, and then you could just take it off and it has screens on it. You take it on the go. So there are some things I've heard that say it could be a cross or something like that.
Nintendo partners up with um Oculus. That's what it is.
No, I mean the Wii, Nintendo made
First
a
person virtual reality version of Smash Brothers.
Nintendo made
That actually sounds rather fun.
Nintendo made a lot of money with the Wii just because of how different it was. The Wii U not so much because it wasn't that different from what they'd done before, right? All they did was lose third party support from the Wii to the Wii U. So they have two routes they can go. They can go back to innovation, right? If they have something new and amazing, like but what are you going to do to compete with VR like the Oculus and the Kinect that already exists?
Yeah.
Or they can try to bring just back a powerful console that will want to bring third-party AAA developers back to make games on Xbox One, PS4, and the Wii U because they can make it run, at 1080p 60. I remember having a PS2 and a GameCube, and although the games were cartoonier, my GameCube games I didn't have the terms for it at the time, right? But they had better anti-aliasing. They didn't have rough edges, and my PlayStation games ran at lower frame rates. Thinking about it now, I can recognize that they ran at a high resolution, faster, and they looked better on GameCube than they did on a PS2. So if Nintendo can re-enter the console war with, just awesome
Well,
hardware that blows, it shouldn't be hard to beat Xbox. I hate to say that, but they should.
I think, to be honest, consoles. I want to put quotation marks around that because Nintendo is the only true video game console. It doesn't do anything but video games. That's all it's designed to do, and that's all they designed their consoles to do. PlayStation 1 was nothing but video games. Xbox, I think, didn't do much more than video games because it was the first console for Microsoft. But I think it had DVD support. I'm thinking. I'm not positive. Even though I own an Xbox, I'm not positive on it.
It did.
Or a 360 or whatever. I think I had an Xbox, but either way, that's when consoles started diverging away back to more of home entertainment system. More like what the Nintendo originally was called, the Nintendo Entertainment System. That it's multifunctioned. It's more of a it's supposed to do Blu-ray and DVD and internet connection and web surfing, and I'm sorry, that's starting to pull away from console to a completely different system. And I think you know what system I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We're both using one right now. It's known as a personal computer. And personal computers already can do all that bullshit. It's like back when they announced the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and you're like, they said, what are you laughing about?
Our other viewers' name Made me laugh.
How they turned around and they said, "Oh yeah, you know, you can actually now download your games." And I'm sitting here going, "Guys, I've been doing that for like 5 years now. Welcome to the party." We kind of started, 3 hours ago. It's kind of wrapping up here. Glad you can make it though. I guess, maybe, possibly. It's they're pushing on the verge of personal computers, and to continue to have this whole console war, it's stupid. You're not warring with another console. You're warring with computers, and computers are going to win every single time, despite whatever EA's CEO says. They're not going. Your consoles are not going to be able to compete with high-end gaming computers ever, because you're already putting limitations.
I feel like the PC market's bigger now than it's ever been, and not that they've had a huge impact yet, but I mean, there's something to be. They should be a threat to Sony and Microsoft and even Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo's got their own stuff and they've got it on lock, but as far as where people are going to be spending their money now that Steam machines are going to be sold, they sell them at Walmart. I was at Walmart the other day, and next to the Xbox Ones and the PS4s was the Alienware Alpha for $500. Which, granted, it's an Alienware, and I don't think it's worth $500. And if I was...
Alienware's worth probably about $2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you were going to build your own system.
$20.
But the fact that they're starting to target people who may not have had the confidence to
build their own.
And and now it hooks to a TV. It comes with a wireless controller. They're bridging that gap between console and PC. That's less sales for Sony and Microsoft.
That's what I was going to point out here. Marty McFly was saying, "Too bad my PC is less powerful than the 360, $750 for this pre-made shit." And you can swear, that's fine. We swear all the fucking time.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah. It's $750 I could buy. Don't ever get pre-made. It's good to maybe get a pre-made to start cheap, and then spend the rest on parts and build your own. And again, prices of PC is stopping most people. What do you think? Why do you think I never bought a PS3? That was $700 for a console. Again, I could turn around and get parts from a computer and build it much easier and a better system than a PS3 and a heartbeat.
Granted, now the cost of consoles has lowered significantly since they launched, and the PS4 is $400 right now, and I think that they all come with The Last of Us Remastered Edition, as well as I think most of them. If you get it on Amazon, you get to pick 1 or 2 digital games to download with that, and that's not a bad deal. And I still want to buy a PS4 as soon as I have the money. I want one. I want to play The Last of Us again, and I want to be able to play Uncharted when it comes out.
And again, to get into I can't pronounce it because I'm not going to say it. Gaming PCs are just too much. Yes, but keep in mind that the graphics in a PS4 right now is probably comparable to the graphics card I just gave my dad. I spent like $100 last November when my graphics card crapped out on me that I had for 4 years. It finally crapped out on me. And I'm back to where I'm at with World of Warcraft. Earlier today, I was playing and recording at a solid 60 frames per second. It did not drop. I had everything turned up on that game. It did not drop.
Do you know what these are? This is a pair of NVIDIA GTS 450s, I think. Yeah. GTS 450s. That came out of my Media Center PC. I had 2 computers in the house a couple years ago, and they both had these cards in them. They came from Best Buy, and they were about $250 each. I played a game on that PC in there with just one of these cards in it at 1080p 60. Everything maxed out. The game ran fine, yet it had been tuned down for the Xbox One version. It wouldn't run at 1080p. So, I mean, what you're getting in those consoles is equivalent to... I can't give these away. I listed these on the local yard sale sites on Facebook. I initially started asking... I was like, $75 for both. Nobody wanted them. $50 for both cards. Nobody wanted them. And I've been too lazy to put them on eBay. But no. And if you look at Granted, now $400 for a PS4, that's a good entry point if you just want to be gaming on that. That's fine. But how many people ultimately plan to own both consoles, right? Or how many people own an Xbox and a PS4? I owned a 360 and a PS3. I didn't get them at the same time, but I wanted exclusive titles from each, so I eventually bought them. If you, a computer can actually last you forever, though. So yes, it may be more of a higher initial investment, but when I replaced those two cards, it was because I bought a new card for my main rig right here. I got a GTX 970. I spent $300, and that will last me
the next
several
4
years.
or 5 years.
Yeah.
Same here. The seven. You know, the 7 or the 960 or whatever the hell it is that I got. $200, 220, something like that. It's gonna last me at least 3 to 4 years. And it's going to run better than anything in the PS4 or the Xbox One right now. And
I also had them listed for. He's mentioning that no one wants both. I also had them listed for sale individually, but you sell them as a pair because they run in SLI. You connect them together, and it increases your performance a little bit.
You know, on top of that, I was going to say that, you know, consoles are running typically 5 to 7 years. In that time, by the time that we get to the next generation of it, the card that I put into my computer is going to be performing. The card that is in there now is what they're going to be putting into a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox 2 or whatever they want to call it. Because at this point, my computer, the card that I'm putting into is going to be more powerful than that. The RAM that's in it is going to be way bigger. My dad just checked. He just bought a pre-made rig, and he checked the RAM, the RAM capabilities, and he can get up to 64 gigs on his PC.
Yeah, I'm reading that he built a computer out of $500 worth of parts, and it caught on fire. That's not good.
That sounds like
that's unfortunate. I'd help you if I could. I really would.
That just sounds like mistakes were made.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to do. I have never built my own computer. I've replaced parts. I've replaced graphic cards and sound cards. I've replaced power supplies. I've replaced. Why are games that are made to promote movies just trash? It's just parts of the movie ripped to the game. Essentially, that's why they tie it in. It's supposed to be.
It's a cash and grab. That's all it is.
You were now in this movie. You just watched this movie. Now go buy the game and experience it all over again with some extra added stuff to it.
Just to cash in on the.
Yeah, it's a cash.
The thrill of the movie.
Grab.
You know, as much as Turkey, many people are trying to get Minecraft banned. Guess why? Why? You know, I really enjoy this. I like having people here to interact with while we do this. This is nice. But
yeah,
it's been going for probably close to 2 hours by now. So we'll have to start wrapping it up. Go ahead and tell us why they're trying to get people banned in Turkey for playing Minecraft.
Yeah, they're trying to get Minecraft banned in Turkey. I've heard about this. I've heard it's stupid. Something like it. Is it the same arbitrary bullshit that is in the U.S. where people are saying that video games if you play video games, you become violent people? I just want to kill people with that.
It looks like it's because
kidding.
it's too violent.
Yeah. Much like rap music makes you violent and horror movies make you violent and owning a gun makes you violent and playing video games, there's no correlation between playing video games and cruelty against women. To be honest, I didn't think there were women in that game.
I didn't know that there were either.
I know you can make a mod to make your character look like a woman. Well, animals I can see, but don't worry, they tried the same thing with World of Warcraft. PETA tried to protest Blizzard because you killed animals in the game. Virtual animals that respawn 10 seconds later. How dare you kill them over and over again. that have no life and don't represent anything other than actually just being an animal that you can kill.
No. You know,
Anyways, we do need to wrap it up, guys, because I've got things that I've got to do today.
yeah, subscribe to the Twitch channel. We do this every Friday, usually on Friday, sometimes on Thursday. And the YouTube channel, we have backlogs of this, as well as we do gaming videos on YouTube. But I have it spelled wrong in the overlay because I forgot to fix that for this week after I made it for last week.
Freaking here.
I'm
gonna
sorry.
type it in.
I'm sorry. Don't end this. Let me lubricate your nipples.
You can also follow me at EctoMaster on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch. I'm EctoMaster. Look, if EctoMaster anywhere, it's pretty much. If you find an EctoMaster, it's probably me. Sorry, dude. I've got family stuff that I need to do.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, my sister is expecting, and there's some things that we need to take care of before the baby comes. And the baby's coming very, very soon, like within the next week or so. I'm not kidding. Like week and a half, and we're on baby watch because my sister can go at any time.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's wonderful. He flipped the mic up to mute, but it was 2 seconds of snot blowing too late.
Yeah.
Before it happened.
That's because we are chill, dude.
Yeah. There's no structure to this. We just rant and talk.
It's like, I kid you not, every time he comes in, he goes, "So do you have anything to talk about?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let me look."
Yeah, we just kind of improvise it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. It was nice talking to you. Maybe we'll see you on the next week, I hope.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Bye. Wait, oh gosh, I can't end the stream. XSplit's not responding. Hold on. I'll tell you what, while I'm trying to get this to end, why don't you plug the email address and let them email in questions or talking points, and we can talk about that crap next week.
Email address is containment.gaming84@gmail.com. Or you can just leave a message on the channel on any of the videos. Yeah, that goes right to our emails and lets us know.
All right, it's working. I don't know what happened.
Why is there a female Loki? I mean, I'm not questioning it, but...
All right, I'm ending the stream. Bye, guys.